Hey, what's up, Camp Nerd fans? This is Ian here in the camp, and I am long overdue for a tutorial. I apologize for that. We've been flooded out. We've had tornadoes come through, things like that. Everybody has had the flu, and with work and everything, I have not been able to actually get to the point of doing tutorials. I apologize for that. I'm long overdue. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing a basic implementation of MVVM using a Listbox and a combo box. And so what we're going to be doing is here, this is the list view, and then the combo box is the exact same thing. You can click and it'll come up, and you can add more to this. Is like when you click, as the selected index change, stuff like that, go to a new page, whatever. But this is going to be the beginnings of a weather app that I'm going to be doing in WPF, and also going to be doing it in UWP, and then Android and iOS as well. So it's just a little application that I'm doing across all different platforms and being able to do a few different things on there. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into this MVVM, and what I need to do is we're just going to stop that. So I have my application right here, which is, as you see, nothing has been done. This is just a blank application. It's a WPF application. You can start a new one and do this, or you can add it into wherever you're at. So what we need to do first is, in our solution, we need to right click on the name of the project, and we need to add two folders. And this is going to be named models for the first folder, and then for the second folder, this is going to be view models. Okay, now if you're watching this for the first time and you're not familiar with MVVM, model view model, let me kind of explain a little bit. Your view is your UI right here. That is your view. Some people will go and create a views folder, which is, I don't think it's necessary to create a views folder unless you want to try to accomplish with everything in folders. But your view is your main UI. Your view model is where all your information goes, such as like the states, counties, people, names, cities, things like that. Everything you want to do is going to be placed in the view models, because you have your view, which is the UI, and the view model is all the coding, like what you would do in WinForms. Your main UI, then you go to the code behind it and you program the button and everything like that. Okay, that is basically view and view model. All right, now we don't want the view, we do not want the UI to process all of the code, because it would cause a lag in performance and a bottleneck. So what we do is we create glue code, which is your model. And within the model pulls from the view code, converts everything from the view code, and then presents it to the view for you to see on the main UI. And it's all going to make sense here in just a few minutes. And I'm doing this for a person who has never used MVVM before, to show them how simple it is to use MVVM in your projects without having all this advanced knowledge and have to know everything about coding and stuff to use it. I am bringing it to you into a dumbed down portion that a kindergartner could understand. And so that's what I'm doing here. All right, so in our models folder, we need to add a class. Now, this class, we are simply going to name it states, because that's what we're going to start off with. So when you add that, you're going to have the states. Now, within the view model, you want to add a class as well, and this is going to be called main view model. And I don't know why I love capital O's so much. Okay, there we go. All right, now, since we have the classes for the model and the class for the view model, you can do like states models and then state view models and stuff like that, but I'm just keeping it simple for this tutorial and for time's sake. All right, so within our states class, this is what we need to do first, is we need to make this public. All right, and this is going to be considered the glue code. So what you want to do is have your application that you're building programmed out of what all you're going to have in there. So what we're going to do first is we're going to call a public string state, and then this is going to be the get set, like so. And what we're going to do is we're just going to copy that. So copy, and we're going to paste, and then paste. And then we're going to change this to city, and we're going to change this one to county. All right, now we are also going to be adding the zip code, which is a number. A number is an int. So we're going to add public int, and then this is going to be zip code with gets and set. And remember, it gets it from the view model and sets it in the view. That's the easiest way I can explain that. So now, with this information, we have state, county, city, and zip code. We are done with that portion. So we can go over here to the main view, and in the main view, we want to make this public as well. And then you also want to add in the using name of your application.models. So my application name is weather dot and then models because we are using models. And that brings all of that portion together from there. Okay, now we're going to get into the actual coding into this, like as if you was in WinForms again. So what we're going to do is we are going to create a public list, and this list is going to be called states. Now, the reason why it's going to be called states is because that is the name of the class that's in the models. So you're going to reference whatever class you have in the models into this right here, whether it's a list or whatever you are doing. All right, now we need to define what the list is going to be. So we're going to name it states lists, and it's going to be get set, like so. Okay, my nose is itching. Which is funny, like 2 years ago, my nose was itching doing something like this, and I think somebody threw itching powder through the YouTube tutorial. So I guess that's an anniversary for that as well, which is also, I just hit my 3-year anniversary from being on YouTube teaching basic tutorials like this. And so that's an accomplishment, as well as last month, me and my wife just had our anniversary and been married for 1 year. And so, okay, now back to the states lists. All right, we need to create the main view model. So what we're going to do is we're going to create public main view model, like so. All right, now we're going to declare the state list. So state list equals new list in states, because that's what it is. It's a list of states and what other information you have in here. Now let's say if you was to take that and you was to delete it out, then it'd be state, and then you would just put states. But we're leaving state, county, city, and zip code. All right, so here you're going to have an error, so you just want to add a semicolon to that right there, so that way that little error goes away. All right, so in the state list, what we want to do is we want to define a new state or states. whatever you want to call it. And this new states is going to be like so. And this is going to be state equals, and we are going to put Alabama, but you need to put it in quotation marks. Alabama. All right, and instead of doing a semicolon, you're going to do a comma, and you're going to put county equals, and then let's say Limestone, which is the county next to me. You're going to put a comma, and then you're going to put city equals Ardmore. Put quotation marks. Ardmore, which is the town I grew up in as a child. And then you need to add a comma, and then you're going to come down and you're going to do zip code, and this is going to equal the zip code there, which is no quotation marks, 35759. Okay, and then now what you need to do with that is you need to add a comma, and then over this ending curly bracket, you need to add a comma there, and I'm going to show you why. You're going to copy it, and then after that comma, you can paste, and then however many that you're going to do here, always have the comma on the ending one at the end. You're going to take that comma off like so. All right, so we have Alabama Limestone Ardmore. All right, let's go with the county that I'm in, Madison, and then it's going to be Madison, which is, I live in Madison, Alabama, county, Madison, county, Alabama. So it's Madison, Alabama, and then the zip code 35758. And then here we're going to put Alabama, and we're going to put Jefferson. And then that is going to be Birmingham. And then that is going to be 35, not 611, 211. Okay. So now, as you see here, we have our states lists. All right, and this is all we're going to do for this tutorial on this part. So now we have our model and our view model. So let's plug this in and actually plug it into our view. Okay, so this is going to be the same thing. I'm just going to do a combo box just to start off with first. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down and we're going to do a combo box. We're going to come down here and we're going to bring it down like so. All right, now on this combo box, as you see right here, we're just going to move it. Let's just put it right there. Let's bring that out like so. All right, now within this combo box, you are going to add and populate the combo box from the models that we have just done. So you're going to click on your combo box. Well, first let's build the solution so we can get to this point. All right, now click on your combo box, and you're going to come down to your item source. All right, click the little square over to the side, and you're going to create data binding. All right, and it did not show up. So what we're going to do is we're going to save it, and we're going to build the solution again. Come back over here, go to item source, create data binding, and why is my data source not showing? This is frustrating. All right, the item source. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to create the data source. Alright, I don't know why this is not wanting to show correctly, so let me go back, let me look over my notes real quick. Alright, that is everything from there. Let's go to the view models, and that is everything from there. Public class view model, public list, states get set, public main view model, and then just come down. Alright, at the end, take that. Alright, so that should, alright, so let's rebuild the solution. Alright, now what we're going to do is let's build this out all the way, then we will come back to this. Alright, because there's two ways you can do it. You can do it that way, or you can put right here, you can put items source like this, and then you can go binding, and then you can see here that if you go down all the way, our states list does not show up. Okay, so let's see, let me go back over here to the state list. Alright, states list. Where is my error at? Alright, states lists equals new state list, new states. Build the solution. Okay, so let's go back over here to states lists, and we're just going to add that. Then we got to add a data source. That's what I was forgetting. Okay, so now let's go down here to the data context, click new, and then it's going to come down main view model. Alright, my bad. I haven't been able to do any coding here, so I had a little short-term memory. Okay, so click on view model, add that, then you will come back, state lists will be there, but to show you, we're just going to take that off. We're going to go to properties, go down here, create new data binding, state lists. Okay, there we go. Alright, now we have that portion of the binding done. So remember, you have to go to your window and you have to add a data context. I forgot that part. Alright, so now let's finish building out this combo box. Alright, so now on the combo box, what you are going to add is a template. So it's going to be combo box dot template, and then within that template you're going to do a data, well, hang on a second, there's going to be a combo box dot template, then it's going to be a data template, and then within that data template you're going to do a stack panel like so. And let me see where control templates. Alright, let's see here. That's just kind of coming over here looking at this. Alright, let's come back and go down to control templates, I believe. Alright, that's list view template, Combobox dot item template. That's where we're missing. Item template. Now we can come back and do the data template, and then we're going to add a stack panel, and then the stack panel is going to be an orientation of horizontal. Now, within the stack panel, we need to add a text block. So we're going to add a text block, and you're just going to close it off normal like so. And the text is going to equal, and this is going to be binding source. And as you notice, we have something, the weather models.state showing up. But here under the binding, we can choose what we want to go first. And in this case, it is going to be the state. All right, now to make this very, very simple, you are just going to highlight that. You're going to come down, and with the state, you are going to put county, and then you are going to add the city, and then you are going to add the zip code, like so. All right, now we have everything finished, but we're just going to space it out a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a margin of 5 on each one. So we're just going to copy that, and we're going to paste the margin on each one. Like so. Okay, now just to kind of give you an idea, whenever you call the text block the binding source and then whatever you've got listed in your states list. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to bring over, well, first let's see how that is. So we're just going to build our solution real quick, and then we are going to start it. And as you can see, when we click down, you'll see Alabama, Limestone, Ardmore. Now, let's say you want this to have a comma right there. All right, so what you can do is you can go back over here to your view model, and you can just place a comma on each one of those, like so. And then save it, and then run it. Then when you look, you'll see Alabama, comma, Limestone, comma, Ardmore. So that'll kind of give you an idea from there. Now, out of curiosity, let's say we was to put a dash and put an arrow like that right there. All right, so we're just going to come down like so, and then we're going to do the same thing with this here. So we're just going to space that out like so. That. Like that. Save it, run it. Then you'll see Alabama, Limestone, Ardmore, and the zip code. So you can do this really simple. Let's say if you want to find the zip code for something, you can just add in like Alabama, and then create like different effects for it to come out like Alabama, then give you a list of different states. And you can actually do that from here, and you don't have to have all that in there. And if you would like to see how to do that, we can do another tutorial on that as well. And that is basically how you do the combo box. All right, now let's say we want to add a list box. All right, we're going to come down and you can do a list box, list view. We're just going to do a list view, and then we're just going to bring that right there, come down, and then as you see, you've got the ListView.view, and what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of that right there. We are going to click on List View. We're going to click on the item source, create data binding. We're going to click on lists. Now, if you wanted to do this for individual combo boxes, you would do the same thing, but instead of clicking on list, you could just come down and do like the states. And you can click on like city, county, state, zip code. All right, but we're just going to do the whole list. It would be the same thing. So you would do list for the collection, and then here you would do list view dot items template, well, item template, and then you're going to come under the item template, same thing, do a data template, and then you're going to do a stack panel, and then same thing with this. It's going to be an orientation of horizontal, and then here, to make it just much more easier, just highlight all that, click, and copy. Alright, so now, when we run the application, you will see that you have your combo box, and then of course you have your list box with the exact same thing. Now, let's say that you just wanted to do the basic, let's just say state. Okay. All right. Now, you can do the state, or let's go with city. Now let's go with zip code, because that'll give you different things. All right. Now, once you click on start, you'll see that you just have a list of zip codes here. So, I mean, you can do different things with that. Now, that is the basic implementation of MVVM. And that should give you an idea. You can do this with people. You can do it with several different things. You can go further deep into this. So that is what I'm doing for this tutorial. If you would like to see more on this, then just leave a comment in the comment section below, and this is the easiest way that I can show you how to implement MVVM. Later on, we'll be implementing MVVM with speech recognition as well and things like that. And I want to thank y'all. This has come out to be about a 30-minute tutorial. And I want y'all to read the description. There's going to be some things in there that y'all may not know that y'all would like to know, such as our Keep It Nerdy merchandise, things like that, as far as more about what's going on with the channel. And for a lot of y'all have been asking for source codes. I am creating a website completely with the Camp Nerd, with everything that we do on there, and you'll be able to download applications that I build, as well as with the source code and things like that, so you have an actual source code and the whole repository, everything from there, as well as we're getting a GitHub as well to put stuff on there. So be sure to read the description for things like that. And remember that this is Ian here in the camp. And until next time, I will see y'all in the next tutorial. So y'all keep it nerdy. Alright guys, I'll see y'all in the next tutorial.